All right. So Detroit Piston fans, you had a later pick, and actually you had no pick in the first round. This is a second round pick. And I personally believe they may have gotten something here. Chaz Lanier, the second Lanier, many years later coming to Detroit, no relation that I'm aware of. Out of Tennessee, you want to talk about a guy who, I don't know, you want to call him a late bloomer, developed later, whatnot. The last 2 years, he's a 5-year, played in college 5 years, 4 for North Florida, 1 for Tennessee. You can see it right there on the screen against the wall. His averages in points, rebounds, and three-point percentage. Is silky smooth shooter, 23 years old, 5-year college player, which we don't see that much anymore. 6'4", 200. As I said, smooth shooter, very rhythmic in my opinion. Likely to replace the very expensive Tim Hardaway. Tim did a really nice job this past year, but age is age and money is money, and that's the part of the business side. And so, Cade Cunningham and Luke, you'll weigh in your thoughts here in a moment. But Cade Cunningham needs shooters around him that can dial it up, that can create, come off screens, that can just maneuver to get it. He has limitations as far as defensively. He has limitations as far as assisting the ball. I don't even have the assists up there because they're basically a shade over 1. So that tells you what happens when he gets the ball in his hands. He's looking to score. He's not looking to distribute. Now that'll probably change somewhat at the NBA level, but he was specifically chosen at 37 to come in and score the ball. Cade needs it. The Pistons need it. Yeah, you have Beasley. Yeah, you have a couple of other guys. But from your offensive, your offensive, from an offensive perspective, on your starting 5 with Osser, with Duran, you don't have what you need, and to score the ball. And now I believe that this really helps them. Take it away, Luke, for Detroit basketball.
Yeah. When you asked me about the pick, I said I didn't like it because I didn't know why. So I dove back. I asked my roommate. We only watched one Tennessee game this year, and it was the Tennessee versus Houston when Chaz he was 2 for 12 from 3, and it was like the worst shooting performance from a full team that I've ever seen, and they just kept shooting. And I had Tennessee winning in my bracket, so it was a little extra. And I was like, if this dude doesn't stop shooting the ball, man, and I didn't like him and lost some money on it, so his name kind of rung negative to me when they picked him. But no, you're good. So I after you said you like it, I was like, well, maybe I missed something. So I went back, watched some highlights and some recaps about his journey or whatever. And I like him. I like his shot. That was just a bad game I watched, I think, because you can see it right there. 40% from 3 is pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
and that's at Tennessee, 44 at North Florida. So we'll take it for where he was playing, attributed to that. But you're playing in the SEC. You're playing in a whole nother level, and you're still basically rounded up. You're at 40%.
40 is a good. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah. And I wonder what you don't really see anything much above that from.
No, not coming out of college. No. He can maybe get that up a few more points, couple more points at the next level. Be interesting to see if he's a liability defensively at this next level. Is a massive jump. We'll see what happens. Yeah. One of the great things too that I like about him, and a lot of people might not know this or might not have seen this, and I'm going to put the clip up. That's what I just did there. I had to go off screen for a moment because I didn't have it loaded from earlier. I loaded it yesterday, but I needed to get in a different spot. It looks like he comes from an enormous support group, and I'm going to show you that video in a moment. And it literally gave me the chills. And the game of basketball, which is such a pure game in its purest form, it's one of the best games that there is. But there's a lot of entitlement in this world now in society, and we'll talk about that in the final segment. This era that we're in, this me athlete, and I want to pop this up. You should have full sound of this. This is Chaz and his family when he was drafted. And I want you to compare what you see with Chaz and his family versus what you see Ace Bailey And another guy with their girlfriend and dropping F-bombs because of who drafted him. Check this out and tell me if this family and this man is not grateful. I got the freaking chills again. And he put his hat on straight. I love it. Way to go, Chaz.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a guy who looks like he has tremendous support, probably both parents there, and a lot of loving support. So you're getting a quality guy that you're mixing in with a roster that's young, and he's coming in more mature, right? 5 years in college versus, some of the other guys a year, maybe 2 years. So it's another great piece that they're adding to the puzzle. Love what the Pistons are doing. Hometown, obviously. I'm 53 tomorrow. 52 years and 9 months. I lived full-time in Michigan, just relocated to Florida full-time. Actually, it's a little bit more than 3 months ago, February. But I'm so happy for Detroit. This is needed. Somebody said the other day, can we just go get Giannis, or can we just do this or do that? We've been rebuilding for 10 years. No, you really weren't rebuilding. It was the wrong general manager in place. It was probably a collection of the wrong coaches in place. And now I think what we're seeing is OKC. They're not OKC yet. Let me be clear before somebody tears me up, because that's what we do in X land and Facebook land now, is we tear up and dissect every word and letter somebody says. They're not OKC, but they're going down the pathway and building it. Trajan Langdon is considered, and he learned for a while in New Orleans, he's considered one of the brightest young minds, former Duke guy. Not that means everything, but he's doing it the right way. He's not relying on emotion. He's relying on strategy. They have a plan in place. They're going to build it from within. They'll make moves when they can. I looked at their cap numbers. They're in a tremendous spot. They've got a little bit of money to play with. And they're developing assets. And when you develop the assets, sometimes those perform for you, and sometimes they end up getting used as tradable pieces and tradable chips to give to somebody else to get something you need in return. So love what the Pistons are doing. This is a great step in that direction. Would you say? Would you agree with that, Luke?
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of just thought of something too. There's because when you said it's like OKC, they built it. They went the long way. We're kind of seeing like the death of a super team, because when's the last time a three-headed monster won it? It's been a while, right?
Yeah, it's been a while, and I think the Lakers are going to try to do that again. I've got a lot of videos on my YouTube channel, folks. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. At PB Sports Talk on YouTube, really developing the channel. There's about 250 videos up there. There will be many more. That'll double probably in the next month or so. So a lot of content up there. There's a lot of basketball content.